Michael Rothstein. He covers the Lions, ESPN, NFL Nation. He joins us now as the Eagles and Lions made a little deal this morning. Michael, welcome back to the show. How are you?
I'm great. How are you guys doing?
We're hanging in there. I mean, the best we all can. Hopefully everybody's safe out there. And, I mean, when you heard the news that the Eagles and the Lions got together on this deal for Darius Slay, it couldn't have been shocking for you, was it?
No, not at all. I mean, this was the worst. Maybe not the location, but that Darius Slay was going to get traded was probably the worst kept secret in Michigan for about 6 months.
Yeah. So overall, I mean, tell us what kind of player the Eagles are getting here, because obviously they've had a big problem at that spot, and many people are hopeful that they finally got a guy. But when a team trades a guy, you're wondering, okay, what's the catch here?
Yeah, they're getting a really, really good player. I think the catch was the Lions didn't want to pay him what he was looking for, which was to come, at least for the moment, and it'll probably be a pretty short moment once Tre'Davious White and Jalen Ramsey get new contracts, to be the highest paid corner in the NFL. And Philly, at least it seems like, and pretty much that's what happened. The Lions were not going to be willing to do that, and that's why he was the large reason why he was put on the trading block. He's a good player. He's a great man corner. He's a great press corner. He still has a speed that can really hang with any receiver, and he can at least neutralize. He at least will make you neutral, if not have the advantage against most receivers in the NFL.
Yeah, and I mean, he seems like the kind of guy, it's interesting, that kind of follows your best receiver around, something Jim Schwartz has not done while he was here. But, I mean, overall, are you looking at, like, for instance, the Eagles were interested, it was reported, Byron Jones. I mean, are you looking at a guy who you think is above some of the free agents that were available on the market?
Oh, yeah, I do. I mean, the difference between Darius Slay and Byron Jones is Byron Jones is 4 years younger, 3 years younger. So
yeah.
All of a sudden you're signing a guy who's going to be 26, 27 versus a guy who's going to be 30. And that matters. So that's why I think some of these guys are getting those types of deals, because of their age, not necessarily whether or not they're better than Darius Slay. Darius Slay's a 3-time Pro Bowler. He's a 1-time All-Pro player. And really, for the last half decade, I would argue he's been Detroit's best defensive player, probably ever since Ndamukong Suh left. So he's really good. And the thing is, for the city of Philadelphia and the surrounding suburbs, he's a great community guy as well. He goes out to high school games, high school football, high school basketball games on his own, will just hang out with fans. Really enjoys doing that. Has mentored some of the bigger name athletes in Detroit in recent years, including Donovan Peoples-Jones, who's entering the NFL draft, Rocket Watts, who just finished his freshman year playing basketball at Michigan State. And they both credited him and saying, yeah, he's willing to help me with whatever. He's a very good community guy. He's really genuine as well in his love for being out in the community. And that's something that I think will maybe get lost in his play, but something that I think a lot of people in Philly will eventually appreciate with him too.
I know, Michael, you're short on time. I'll leave you with this. Do you feel that maybe he doesn't have the recognition because he's played for the Lions?
Probably. I think if he played in a bigger market, if he played on a team that got to the playoffs and won a couple of playoff games, I think people would look at him a bit better publicly. I think within the league itself, I don't think there's any question of the amount of respect he gets and the amount of clout he gets. And I think you could see that on Twitter today, because Darius is a prolific tweeter. And I think you see that on Twitter after all these people are really happy for him that he got this contract and he got the trade. And he told me this earlier today when I spoke to him. He said, this is a fresh start for me, and I'm excited. He basically said he's really excited about it. I'm paraphrasing that last part. But I think this is a good move for the Eagles. I think it's a great move for Darius Slay. And, yeah, I think if he continues his play, I think he will get even more recognition based off of where he is in the division he'll be playing in than he did in Detroit. I think that there's very little doubt about that.
All right. I know it's a busy day with everything that's going on. Michael Rappaport, ESPN NFL Nation, covers the Lions, and he was kind enough to jump on for a couple of minutes here on the Sports Bash. Thanks, pal.
Yeah, thanks. Sorry again, I had to cut it short. I apologize. I'm just chasing something.
That's okay. Hey, great information. Short, sweet, to the point. Here we go. All right, he, like all guests, appear via the Boardwalk Honda Hotline.